Building rapport, trust development. Building rapport is the foundation of successful interrogation, but it's far more sophisticated than simply being friendly. It's about creating a psychological bridge between the interrogator and the subject, establishing a connection that makes communication not just possible, but natural. The technique operates on multiple psychological levels. First, it reduces the subject's defensive barriers by creating a more comfortable environment. This isn't just about physical comfort, it's about emotional and psychological ease. The interrogator becomes a person rather than a threat, allowing the subject to lower their guard naturally. What makes rapport building truly powerful is its focus on genuine human connection. The interrogator must find authentic points of commonality, whether through shared experiences, interests, or concerns. This isn't manipulation, it's about establishing real understanding. Like building a house, each interaction adds another brick to the foundation of trust. The most sophisticated aspect of rapport building is its timing. Skilled interrogators weave it throughout the entire process, strengthening the connection during easy conversations and maintaining it during challenging moments. They understand that rapport isn't just an opening technique, it's a continuous process that creates a pathway for truth. Active listening, behavioral observation. Active listening in interrogation goes far beyond simply hearing words. It's a comprehensive observation technique that analyzes every aspect of communication, verbal, non-verbal, and subtextual. I think of it as reading a book where the words, illustrations, and paper quality all tell different parts of the same story. The technique requires intense focus on multiple channels of information simultaneously. While processing the subject's words, the interrogator observes micro-expressions, body language, tone variations, and response timing. Each element provides a piece of the puzzle, revealing truths that words alone might hide. What makes active listening particularly powerful is its reciprocal nature. When subjects feel genuinely heard, they tend to share more. The interrogator's focused attention creates a psychological space where details emerge naturally, often without direct questioning. It's like creating a vacuum that truth naturally fills. The most profound aspect of active listening is its ability to detect inconsistencies between different communication channels. When words say one thing but body language says another, these discrepancies become valuable investigative leads. This multi-layered analysis makes active listening one of the most potent tools in an interrogator's arsenal.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
Strategic questioning, question sequence. Strategic questioning is the art of orchestrating questions in a precise sequence to reveal information while maintaining subject engagement. Like a chess master thinking several moves ahead, each question serves multiple purposes and sets up future inquiries. The technique begins with carefully crafted baseline questions, simple queries about known facts that establish the subject's normal response patterns. These responses become the foundation for detecting deviations when more critical questions arise. It's like calibrating a sensitive instrument before taking crucial measurements. What makes strategic questioning powerful is its ability to build information gradually while maintaining subject cooperation. Questions flow naturally from one to another, making each response seem logical and non-threatening. The subject often reveals critical information without realizing its significance in the larger picture. The most sophisticated aspect is the integration of different question types: open-ended, closed, leading, and confirmatory, each used at precise moments for maximum effect. Like a key fitting perfectly into a lock, the right question at the right time can unlock valuable information. Silent treatment, strategic pauses. The silent treatment is one of interrogation's most powerful psychological tools, using the natural human discomfort with silence to generate responses. It's the strategic weaponization of something as simple as saying nothing. This technique works because humans are naturally uncomfortable with silence in social situations. When faced with extended silence, most people feel compelled to fill the void with speech. This impulse becomes even stronger in high-stress situations like interrogation. Like pressure building in a sealed container, the silence creates psychological tension that seeks release through speech. The power lies in the timing and duration of silences. Too short, and they lose impact. Too long, and the subject may become resistant. Skilled interrogators read subtle cues to determine optimal silence length, watching for signs of growing discomfort that precede disclosure. The most profound aspect is how silence shifts power dynamics. In normal conversation, the questioner holds power by controlling the flow of questions. In strategic silence, this dynamic reverses. The subject feels compelled to take control by speaking, often revealing more than intended. The Reid technique, behavior analysis. The Reid technique is a structured interrogation method that combines psychological manipulation with behavioral analysis to elicit confessions. It's like a carefully choreographed dance, with each step designed to move closer to the truth. This approach begins with an interview focused on behavioral analysis, watching for signs of deception or truthfulness. The interrogator establishes baseline behaviors and looks for significant deviations, much like a lie detector measures physiological changes. This initial phase informs the strategy for the interrogation phase. What makes the Reid technique powerful is its systematic breakdown of resistance through a series of psychological steps. It minimizes denials while presenting the subject with themes that provide moral justification for their actions. Like dismantling a wall brick by brick, it gradually removes barriers to confession. The technique's sophistication lies in its adaptability within a structured framework. While following specific steps, skilled interrogators adjust their approach based on the subject's responses and behaviors, making it both systematic and flexible. Cognitive interview, memory enhancement. The cognitive interview is a sophisticated technique designed to enhance memory recall while maintaining accuracy. Unlike aggressive interrogation methods, it works with the natural processes of human memory to uncover details that might otherwise remain hidden. This method uses 4 primary memory-enhancing techniques, mentally recreating the context of the event, reporting everything, even seemingly insignificant details, recalling events in different orders, and describing events from different perspectives. Like using different lenses to examine the same object, each approach reveals new details. The power of this technique lies in its alignment with how memory actually works. By recreating the mental and emotional context of an event, it helps access memories that might be locked away by stress or time. It's like providing multiple paths to the same destination, increasing the chances of arriving successfully. The most profound aspect is its ability to enhance recall while minimizing false memories. By allowing subjects to control the pace and direction of their recall, it produces more accurate and detailed information than traditional questioning methods. Circular questioning, cross-referencing. Circular questioning is a sophisticated technique that approaches key information from multiple angles, creating a web of interconnected responses that reveal inconsistencies or confirm truthfulness. It's like examining a diamond from different angles to reveal all its facets. The power of this technique lies in its indirect approach. Instead of asking about critical information directly, the interrogator circles around it, gathering related details that either support or contradict the main narrative. This creates a comprehensive context that makes deception difficult to maintain. What makes circular questioning particularly effective is its cumulative nature. Each question builds upon previous responses, creating a network of information that becomes increasingly difficult to manipulate. Like weaving a tapestry, each thread must connect properly with all others for the picture to remain intact. The most sophisticated aspect is how it reveals contradictions naturally without confrontation. When subjects provide inconsistent information across different questions, these discrepancies emerge organically, often without them realizing they've contradicted themselves. Assumptive questions, presumptive approach. Assumptive questioning is a subtle yet powerful technique that presents questions with embedded assumptions about guilt or involvement. It's like setting up a psychological trap that's difficult to escape without providing information. This technique works by bypassing the denial phase. Instead of asking if someone did something, the question assumes they did and asks about details or motivations. For example, rather than "Did you take the money?" the question becomes "What did you do with the money?" The psychological power lies in how it shifts the subject's focus. Instead of maintaining a simple denial, they must either correct the assumption, thus engaging in the conversation, or accept it and provide details. Like a skilled martial artist using an opponent's momentum, it turns the subject's natural responses into pathways for information. The most profound aspect is how it creates a psychological framework where confession becomes easier than continued denial. By presenting guilt as an accepted premise, it reduces the psychological barrier to admission. Evidence presentation, strategic revelation. Evidence presentation is a carefully choreographed technique that uses the strategic revelation of evidence to maximize its psychological impact. Like a master storyteller controlling pacing for maximum effect, the interrogator reveals evidence at precisely calculated moments. The technique's power lies in its manipulation of hope and despair. By withholding and then revealing evidence strategically, it creates cycles of emotional response that can break down resistance. Subjects who believe they can maintain a deception suddenly face irrefutable evidence that destroys their confidence. What makes this technique particularly effective is its flexibility in timing and presentation. Evidence can be revealed gradually to build pressure or suddenly for maximum impact. Like playing cards in a high-stakes game, the timing of each revelation can dramatically affect its impact. The most sophisticated aspect is how it combines with other techniques. Evidence presentation can validate rapport-building efforts, support assumptive questions, or break deadlocks in circular questioning, making it a versatile tool in the interrogator's arsenal. Theme development, narrative building. Theme development is the art of creating acceptable psychological justifications for actions, making it easier for subjects to admit guilt while maintaining self-respect. It's like building a bridge between denial and confession, providing a path that feels emotionally safe to cross. This technique works by offering morally acceptable explanations for criminal or questionable behavior. The interrogator develops themes that minimize the moral seriousness of the offense or place blame on others or circumstances. Like a skilled therapist helping a patient reach difficult truths, it provides a framework for admission. The power lies in its alignment with human psychology. People are more likely to admit actions if they can maintain a positive self-image while doing so. The developed themes provide this psychological protection, making confession feel less threatening to the subject's identity. The most profound aspect is how it transforms the psychological dynamics of confession. Instead of forcing an admission of guilt, it creates conditions where confession becomes a natural step in maintaining psychological consistency. Minimization, maximization, perspective shifting. Minimization, maximization is a sophisticated technique that alternates between downplaying and emphasizing the seriousness of the situation to create psychological pressure. It's like controlling an emotional thermostat, raising and lowering stress levels to generate responses. The technique works by presenting contrasting perspectives of the same situation. Minimization offers understanding and rationalization, while maximization emphasizes consequences and moral seriousness. This creates emotional turbulence that can break down resistance. What makes this approach powerful is its manipulation of hope and fear. Like waves eroding a shoreline, the alternating perspectives gradually wear down psychological defenses. Subjects seek relief from the maximized pressure by accepting the minimized perspective, often leading to admissions. The most sophisticated aspect is the timing of shifts between minimization and maximization. Skilled interrogators read subtle cues to determine when to switch approaches, maintaining psychological pressure while avoiding complete shutdown. Soft confrontation, gentle challenging. Soft confrontation is the art of challenging inconsistencies and deceptions without triggering defensive responses. It's like performing surgery with precision instruments rather than brute force, carefully exposing truth while maintaining cooperation. This technique involves presenting contradictions or problems in a subject's narrative without aggressive accusation. The approach maintains rapport while gently but firmly pointing out issues that need resolution. Like holding up a mirror, it helps subjects see the flaws in their statements without feeling attacked. The power lies in its maintenance of psychological safety while pursuing truth. By avoiding aggressive confrontation, it keeps communication channels open while steadily working toward accurate information. Subjects often correct their statements voluntarily when faced with gentle but persistent highlighting of inconsistencies. The most profound aspect is how it maintains the delicate balance between challenge and support. Too gentle, and it loses effectiveness; too harsh, and it triggers resistance. Finding this balance makes soft confrontation one of the most skilled aspects of interrogation technique,